In Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, one of the levels we can skate is simply called School. This stage was an early fan favorite, and we can find a few little secrets while we're here. In the original version of the game, we can see a mural that showcases the album art for Freedom by Suicidal Tendencies, whose song Psycho Vision appears on the soundtrack. Following games to feature the school level would have this artwork changed. This isn't the only time this happens in this stage either. As in the original version of the game, we can see an FMV sequence playing by the pool area, which was changed in newer versions of the level as well. When Tony Hawk finally landed the 900, the first game was already in its beta phase. Tony was worried that the trick wouldn't make it into the game and personally asked Joel Jewett, the head of Neversoft at the time, if the 900 could be included in the game.
When I finally did make a 900, I'll never forget that just a couple days later, I emailed Neversoft because we were on the final beta version of the game. Like it was being submitted to Sony. You know, you cannot change it once that happens. Like you send it to the console people. That's it. You're locked into that version. And they were about to send it, and I was like, hey, do you think you could put the 900 as a trick in there? And I'll never forget. Joel, who was the head of Neversoft, sent me a reply just like, already on it, you fucking rule.
Sick. Tony also talked about how much money he had made by the time Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 had been released.
How much you make off that Tony Hawk game? How much do they pay you? Huh? What are we talking?
I will tell you.
Still getting checks?
All right, I'll tell you this. When the fourth game was released, this is just, I'm not going to, I don't want to go into great detail of this, but I will tell you, we'll give you this.
Okay.
When the fourth game was released, my main contact at Activision asked to have lunch with me in LA when I was there one day. And he's like, yeah, he's not the head, but he was definitely the guy overseeing our games.
Okay.
And he's like, here's what's happening. We're releasing the fourth game. The last three are still in the top 10 of sales. One is going into, I forgot what they call it. It's like classics mode, which means they sell at a certain price, but way more volume.
Oh.
He's like, so things are way bigger than you ever thought. And he handed me a check for $4 million.
Oh.
That happened.
In Tony Hawk's Underground, our hometown in New Jersey is the very first level we get introduced to, a sprawling little suburb filled with junkies and skate hounds. It features some great skate spots and exciting characters to meet. One of the characters has a reaction to a grind that we can perform at the train station, and when we grind the rails here, the lady on the intercom will make comments about it. We can also find a poster of Daisy, a playable character from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, in our bedroom. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is without a doubt one of the best games of the series, but it also hosts a slew of firsts for the franchise. Pro Skater 2 featured the first levels outside of the United States, with Marseille, France, and Mexico being featured. Tony Hawk 2 would also be the first in the series to feature Marvel characters, with Spider-Man making a guest appearance. Speaking of Marseille, it is also home to a few fun secrets, like the graffiti of former US President and First Lady, Bill and Hillary Clinton. The two were popular figures of parody at the time the game was released. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 was the debut game for Bam Margera, but also the only game in the series to not feature Bob Burnquist, even though his hometown of Rio appears in the game. Kelly Slater also makes a guest appearance in Tony Hawk 3 as Activision was promoting the pro surfing game featuring his name.
Skiing is now available off the back of the ship, but please, whatever you do, just don't let go. It'll take us an hour to swing around and pick you up, and these are shark-infested waters. I'm not kidding.
In the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, we can skate our way into Roswell, New Mexico, a level that gives off a secret military base vibe and seems to be in reference to the same kind of layout featured at Area 51. In fact, to further this connection, there is a captured alien behind glass in this stage. When we get close to the barrier, we can hear the creature say, "Phone home," an obvious nod to the movie E.T. as the phrase became synonymous with the film.
Phone home. Help me. Help me. Phone home.
In Tony Hawk's Underground 2, we come to Skatopia, the Garden of Eden for skateboarders. We can find some smoke bombs in a big barn and use them for another secret, finding Bigfoot. We can find the Sasquatch behind a tree, and hitting him with a smoke bomb will knock him down. And while this is interesting and fun, this level marks the video game debut of Ryan Sheckler. Just watch out for the cat on top of the hill. In Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, we will come to the Carnival level, which has a lot of fun things to do and see. One of which is a gorilla inside one of the teacup rides. Another ride at the Carnival that we can even participate in is the Horror House. But what's even scarier is the guy standing behind the goat. This kicks off the long-running series gags of guys standing around goats. One of the levels that we skate in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is Venice, an awesome street park with fun ramps and graffiti everywhere. The stage also marks the first appearance of Ollie the Magic Bum, a fan favorite NPC that would eventually become a playable character. He would first appear in Tony Hawk 3, and when selected, the skate shop owner would faint and vomit. Speaking of hidden characters, in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, we can unlock a rather on-the-nose reference to the Tech Deck fingerboards that were popular at the time of the release. When you complete the story mode on normal, the skater known as the Hand will become playable, paying great homage to the mini skateboards.
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die, you gon' touch the sky. You gon' touch the sky, baby girl. Testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die.